Close this book right now. Believe whatever lie your mom or dad told you about your birth, and try to lead a normal life. Being a half-blood is dangerous. It's scary. Most of the time, it gets you killed in painful, nasty ways. If you are a normal kid, reading this because you think it's fiction, great, read on. I envy you for being able to believe that none of this ever happened. But if you recognize yourself in these pages, if you feel something stirring inside, stop reading immediately. You might be one of us. And once you know that, it's only a matter of time before they sense it too, and they'll come for you. Don't say I didn't warn you. My name is Percy Jackson. I'm 12 years old. Until a few months ago, I was a boarding student at Yancey Academy, a private school for troubled kids in upstate New York. Am I a troubled kid? Yeah, you could say that. I could start at any point in my short, miserable life to prove it, but things really started going bad last May when our 6th grade class took a field trip to Manhattan. 28 mental case kids and 2 teachers on a yellow school bus heading to the Metropolitan Museum of Art to look at ancient Greek and Roman stuff. I know it sounds like torture. Most Yancey field trips were. But Mr. Brunette, our Latin teacher, was leading this trip, so I had hopes. Mr. Brunner was this middle-aged guy in a motorized wheelchair. He had thinning hair and a scruffy beard, and a frayed tweed jacket, which always smelled like coffee. You wouldn't think he'd be cool, but he told stories and jokes and let us play games in class. He also had this awesome collection of Roman armor and weapons, so he was the only teacher whose class didn't put me to sleep. I hoped the trip would be okay. At least, I hoped for once I wouldn't get in trouble. Boy, was I wrong. See, bad things happened to me on field trips, like at 5th grade school when we went to Saratoga battlefield. I had this accident with a Revolutionary War cannon. I wasn't aiming for the school bus, but of course I got expelled anyway. And before that, at my 4th grade school, we took a behind-the-scenes tour of the marine shark pool. I sort of hit the wrong lever on the catwalk, and our class took an unplanned swim. And the time before that, well, you get the idea. This trip, I was determined to be good. All the way to the city, I put up with Nancy Bobovit, the freckly, red-headed kleptomaniac girl, hitting my best friend Grover in the back of the head with chunks of peanut butter and ketchup sandwich. Grover was an easy target. He was scrawny. He cried when he got frustrated. He must have been held back several grades because he was the only 6th grader with acne and the start of a wispy beard on his chin. On top of all that, he was crippled. He had a note excusing him from PE for the rest of his life because he had some sort of muscular disease in his legs. He walked funny, like every step hurt him, but don't let that fool you. You should have seen him run when it was enchilada day in the cafeteria. Anyway, Nancy Bobovit was throwing wads of sandwich that stuck in his curly brown hair, and she knew I wouldn't do anything back to her because I was already in probation. The headmaster realization, you reminded me. You know who will get banned if anything happens. Looking back on it, I wish I decked Nancy Bobo Fit. Right then and there, in school suspension would have been nothing compared to the mess I was about to get myself into. So, that's all I'm going to read for today, because after that is a little spacer indicating a little chapter pause. So I'm just going to pause there for now. But maybe I can make another video soon continuing the book if I remember. So I'm sorry this one was a little short. To be fair, my last one was short too, but it's okay. I hope sometime in the future I will be able to make longer videos. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for all of the views on my first video. I appreciate it, and thank you all for subscribing.